everybody, and welcome to this special and transit Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. I'm Amani. I'm a karmic, holistic, astrological life coach, and I like to go in depth in all that I do, and all of my interpretations, especially when it comes to Venus, Mercury, Sun transits and everything really, are based on Vedic astrology, which is based on where the planets or the luminaries, which are the sun and the moon, are at any given time in the sky. And all times are in GMT time as well. So yeah, thanks for listening, and yeah. So this year Pluto goes retrograde on the 4th of May at 4:28 p.m. Then Pluto enters out of bounds on the 28th of August at 10 p.m. until the 14th of October at 3:53 a.m. When Pluto goes direct. So yeah, Pluto goes direct on the 14th of October while still in Capricorn, and then Pluto leaves out of bounds while still in Capricorn on the 23rd of November. So now I'm going to talk about Pluto's energy in astrology. So in astrology, Pluto is the planet of transformation, change, power. It rules the unknown, the things we repress as well. Also manages joint finances, and when it's retrograding in Capricorn, which is a sign of structure, routine, ambition, career, it signals a period of deep self-reflection and re-evaluation. It invites us to examine our relationship with power, authority, and the routines that govern, control our lives, our lifestyles. So positively, Pluto retrograde encourages us to look inward, confronting and healing past traumas or emotional blockages. It's time to transform our inner world, leading to personal growth and empowerment. So good for all kinds of inner shadow work, inner child work, getting to know yourself. It's a period for reassessing our career paths and lifestyle plans and routines. It's an opportunity to make sure our goals align more closely with our true selves, true need, and by facing our repressed emotions, the things we hide, facing the unknown, because as humans we don't like uncertainty, right? We can emerge stronger with a renewed sense of purpose and healthier boundaries. It's a chance to strengthen our career goals and sense of authority. We can think of it as a sort of invitation to renovate our lifestyle and rebuild our foundations, giving us a sense of, purpose, and as I said, setting those healthier boundaries. It can reveal hidden strengths and talents to us and hidden secrets that we need to know so we can move forward, helping us tap into our inner boss, our inner power, and our sense of self. It's all about evolution. We have the chance to let go, shed old patterns and step into a more empowered version of ourselves. But negatively, power struggles can come up, and this can lead to internal and external conflicts, and this could manifest as feeling stuck in our progress. And the intensity of Pluto can bring up deep-seated emotions, making it challenging to avoid dealing with unresolved issues. We may feel stuck or resistant to letting go of outdated routines. We love our comfort zones, us humans. That's why we spend so much time trying to stay in them, but we have to remember that change is growth. Also, challenges with authority figures or feeling like we're using, control can get in the way and cause us to have arguments with others, or others may try and have arguments and tension with us. So try and keep you cool and focus on what you can control, which is 9 times out of 10 just ourselves and our own reactions and words, right? And old habits or fears may come back, but it's all part of the process. Face them head on and move forward rather than avoid them. The best use of this energy is to self-reflect, journal, meditate, engage in therapy and stuff like that, explore your inner world and past patterns, focus on creating authentic routines in your life, whether it's in career, relationship or personal goals. And so these foundations in your daily habits are built on integrity and alignment with your true self, and use this energy to create solid, long-lasting routines and habits in your life. So think long term and stay disciplined. Examine and redefine boundaries to level up personal and professional relationships, ensuring they are healthy and balanced. Have more self-compassion and patience with yourself, allowing yourself the space to process emotions without judgment. Don't try and go fast, try and go as slow as you can. Don't compare your journey with others, and seek out guidance if you need it from mentors or therapists to navigate your deep-seated emotional, psychological and spiritual issues. Strategically plan. Use this time to reassess and adjust your long-term goals, ensuring they align with your values and aspirations. Take time to review your goals and make sure they still serve you. Remember, it's okay to pivot, change, and let go of the old. Release anything holding you back, whether it's a toxic job, mindset. Remember that you deserve better, and the past doesn't need to equal your future, and just focus on growth and healing, because Pluto retrograde is all about transforming your inner world. That's what retrograde energy is all about, looking within. So when Pluto's in retrograde, it's all about focusing on rebuilding ourselves from within, doing that emotional, psychological and spiritual work, and if we do that, we can come out of this period with a renewed sense of purpose and healthier routines in our lives. So that was the summary version. Now I'm going to go in depth. So how can we practically apply this energy day to day, right? So, day to day, we can review and improve our daily routines. Maybe not day to day, maybe once a month or something like that. And consider streamlining tasks to level up productivity. Reflect on your habits and consider adapting healthier practices that align with your long-term goals. But negatively, resistance to change can slow down your progress, and you can just feel stuck and bureaucratic delays, like if you're expecting paperwork from government departments and stuff like that, administrative tasks or decision making setbacks can happen, so just be mindful, don't get beat up. Remember, there's a blessing sometimes in slowness. Use this time to reflect. Financially, it wants us to reassess our budgets, right, and financial strategies, and focus on creating a more secure and sustainable long-term financial plan. Reflect on past financial decisions and consider consulting a financial advisor or trusted friend for better investment strategies, or do your own research. Negatively, we have to be cautious of unexpected expenses or the revelation of hidden debts, because a partner or someone close to you can have one, even if it's not your own, and this can require immediate attention. And there can be economic challenges, because the economy goes up and down, right? So it's wise to be more conservative with your spending, Politically, it can bring more transparency, expose misuse of power and promote accountability in political circles. Expect a push towards ethical uses of power and structural reforms that benefit the public, but negatively, political instability can come up as old power routines are challenged, leading to potential conflicts. Be prepared for shifts in power dynamics that can affect policy making and public trust in terms of the materialistic and social collective meanings, and there can be a shift towards more sustainable and ethical consumption patterns, promoting eco-friendly practices. This period could inspire collective efforts to confront social inequalities and promote justice, but negatively, inequality can come to light, revealing deep-seated structural problems, and this is a good thing, because if we don't know what needs to be changed, then we can't change it. And there can just be pushback against new ideas and reforms as well, slowing down societal progress, Psychologically, Astrologically, it wants us to reflect on our ambitions and goals and life routines. It's time to understand our true motivations and perhaps reevaluate our relationship with authority, and this self-reflection can lead to personal growth and a clearer sense of purpose. We may once again resist change and experience emotional chaos as old patterns resurface. This could lead to inner conflicts or a sense of being stuck, but if we work with this energy, do the psychological and emotional spiritual work, we can work through this energy and come out better at the other end. Spiritually, it's about spiritual rebirth. It's about dismantling, letting go, removing outdated routines to rebuild a more authentic foundation, lifestyle routines that help us connect deeper with our true self and higher purpose. And we may feel disconnected from our spiritual path or experience a sense of stagnation, being stuck as if our progress is halted. But remember, delays sometimes are necessary, and sometimes we need to go slow even though we may want to go fast. I've been there, and I know sometimes it can be frustrating, but remember, slow and steady always wins the race, as well as getting back up after each failure. So in terms of the esoteric hidden meanings, it symbolises transformation and revolution within societal systems. It's about breaking down barriers and renewing routines from within, leading to a more authentic and empower you. There may be fears of losing control or power, or anxiety about systematic changes. On the symbolic and creative level, it's a time to tear down old, rigid, inflexible routines and build new ones. Creatively, it can inspire stories or art about transformation and renewal. Emotionally, it can feel like a roller coaster with moments of empowerment that are countered by frustration. So it's like a seesaw, right? So just try and stay as grounded as you can. So journaling, meditation, and seeking support if you feel overwhelmed, and focusing on your inner world to navigate, work through emotional currents and problems, and just reflect on your routines and goals and ask yourself what truly aligns with your values. So now I'm just going to talk about the aspects affecting Pluto when it goes retrograde this year. So the first influence is Venus making a sextile to Pluto. So this brings harmony to our relationships and emotional connections. It helps us with the ability to transform and intensify our relationships, creating deeper intimacy and mutual respect. But negatively, it can lead to us being obsessive all the time that Pluto's in retrograde, because all of these aspects flavour the whole time Pluto's retrograde this year. So we have to make sure our desires align with our true values and, avoid emotional chaos by dealing with the emotions, Mars also makes an opposition to Pluto, so it boosts our motivational drive to change and gives us the determination to take courageous actions towards our goals. So this is really good. It gives us the energy to face our challenges head on and assert ourselves confidently and enforce our boundaries. But we just have to, once again, be mindful of power struggles, because it adds to the aggressive behaviour. So make sure you avoid confrontations and channel your energy into things that are productive to prevent burnout or conflict. So finding that balance between work and play, inner work and relaxation is important. Neptune also makes a sextile to Pluto, so it increases our intuition and creativity, helps us to use spiritual healing for growth, and it helps us with our self-reflection as well. But it can add to us wanting to escape or fall into illusion and ignore red flags, and others can manipulate us or we can manipulate others. And Neptune energy can always make us escape into intoxicating substances, as we don't want to get outside of our comfort zone and face reality, right? So we have to stay grounded and focused to avoid getting lost in unrealistic fantasies or avoiding reality. Pluto also makes a trine to the ascendant, so this allows us to change ourselves, how we present ourselves, reinvent ourselves and level up our public image. But we just have to be cautious of becoming overly focused on appearances and ensure that transformations are authentic and not just about external validation. This energy wants us to do the inner work, the shadow work, so we can get validation from within, right? Pluto also makes a quincunx to the midheaven, so it allows us and supports us with making changes in our career and adjusting our career goals and public image in line with our true aspirations and self. It allows us to be flexible and make necessary changes for long-term success, but negatively, challenges can come up in our career path, so we just have to stay adaptable and open to change so we can navigate these problems smoothly, you know. So also we've got two stelliums as Pluto goes retrograde this year. So we've got Venus and Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, and this allows us to go emotionally deep and seek spiritual things. It encourages a structured approach to intuition, blending love, beauty and discipline with spiritual growth, but negatively it can add to us being overwhelmed and escaping, so we just have to remember to stay grounded once again. Saturn, Neptune and the North Node is also in the second stellium, and once again it helps us with our intuition and spiritual direction, but we may feel stuck between spirituality and routine, you know, so we just have to stay adaptable to navigate emotional and spiritual challenges right now. So yeah, there's also a T-square between Venus and Neptune Pisces, the midheaven in Gemini and the ascendant in Virgo. So positively, it helps us once again to balance emotional and spiritual harmony with clear communication and practical self-presentation, and refine how we express ourselves and, you know, refine our career goals. But again, it can add to the tension between our emotional plans and our career or self-image, so we have to avoid overthinking or over-analysing to prevent anxiety and self-doubt. So at the time of Pluto going retrograde this year, there's some Sabian symbols affecting us. So Pluto's in the 10th degree of Capricorn, and the Sabian symbol is an albatross feeding from a hand of a sailor. So positively, it shows the ability to care for something or someone that may feel burdensome but is ultimately rewarding. It represents a balanced relationship where both parties benefit. So, you know, it helps us build in responsibility and trust, working with others, you know, repairing our partnerships as well. It also shows that we need trust and accountability in our relationships, especially the one with ourselves, you know. But negatively, you know, the albatross can symbolize a burden or guilt, indicating that something or someone you're caring for may feel like a weight, and this can cause anxiety or stress. And there may be imbalance, you know, dependence, codependence, where one party becomes overly dependent on the other, leading to resentment. So look at your relationships, you know, are any causing you stress? Are you too dependent on someone else? Is someone too dependent on you? How can you realign that balance, you know? Occultly, it wants us to learn lessons related to responsibility and care. It shows that past actions may have created a situation requiring us to, you know, look at our relationships and what needs changing, as I said. And it shows sometimes that healing can come through caring for others as well, or situations, you know. So it's not always a bad thing, but, you know, it's up to you to look at your relationships and see whether it's a good or a thing that's stopping your growth or someone else's growth. So in terms of how it affects our emotional health, it helps us build our emotional resilience and gives us the energy to handle responsibilities without feeling overwhelmed. It promotes a deeper understanding and trust of ourselves and the importance of nurturing relationships on the spiritual level. In terms of our physical health, this degree rules the right circulate ligaments, so it wants us to, you know, look after our legs and our feet health, and, you know, make sure we do the things that we can keep our stability and balance in check, you know, via physical exercise. And psychologically, it creates a sense of duty and care, which can level up our mental well-being, but also lead to stress if we don't manage this energy properly. Venus is in the 9th degree of Pisces, and the symbol is a cross, lion and rocks. So positively, it represents the ability to endure, keep on going through challenges and sacrifice for a higher purpose. It signifies strength and resilience. So yeah, once again, another symbol bringing us strength and resilience. So this Pluto retrograde is all about building inner strength and resilience. It helps with our spiritual renewal and letting go of past burdens that affect our personal growth. But negatively, once again, the cross and the rocks may symbolize that we're being weighed down by responsibilities, and this can lead to a sense of suffering. It can also add to our resistance to change, not wanting to get outside of our comfort zone, and this can get in the way of progress. On the esoteric occult level, it wants us to release old karmic debts or past mistakes, and this will allow for spiritual cleansing and renewal. It helps us with our inner strength as well, and emotional healing. In terms of the influence on our health emotionally, it helps us to handle responsibilities without feeling overwhelmed. It promotes an understanding of trust and importance of nurturing in relationships. Physically, it rules the right talus, so it emphasizes once again, because Pisces rules our feet and legs, right? So again, doing exercises that help us keep balance right, and psychologically, it helps us to once again, level up our mental well-being. Neptune's in the 7th degree of Pisces, and the Sabian symbol is a jockey spurs his horse to great speed. So this positively symbolises the need for swift action, to going after, being proactive in going after the things that we want and working towards our goals. It gives us the energy, motivation, and it allows us to succeed in our goals and take the necessary daily steps to achieve them. But negatively can add to us being impatient and rushing through and making impulsive decisions and a lack of careful planning. So make sure you plan strategically, and the competitive nature of this symbol can lead to stress or burnout. So make sure you balance patience with strategy right now and take time out to rest. Esoterically, it wants us to go after our own destiny, and it gives us the determination to follow through as well. It signifies our inner drive and motivation needed to overcome procrastination and move towards goals and purpose. In terms of the influence on our health, again, it promotes us being determined, giving us the motivation to go after what we want. Again, it wants us to look after our leg health because it rules the right metatarsus, if I pronounce that right. And again, it can add to the competitive spirit. So remember, the only person you need to be in competition with is yourself. So now I'm going to talk about the karmic meanings and lessons in more depth. So it brings up lessons related to the misuse of power and authority. It's a time to reflect on how you have used your power in past lives and how to do so responsible now, or even the ways you haven't used your power at all, and think about why you won't empower yourself and why you may make other people take control, and if you've ever been in a situation where you had too much power or felt powerless. Pluto retrograde in Capricorn is a chance to balance that energy, finding the sweet spot between being in control without being controlling. It's learning to set and respect boundaries, and this involves recognizing when to lead and when to follow, ensuring a balance of power in relationships. It wants us to take leadership and responsibility. It's about finding true leadership, leading with integrity, empathy and a sense of duty rather than control or manipulation. It also brings lessons around letting go. It's all about surrendering. It's time to release the grip on things you can't control and trust that the universe has your back. It also wants us to face our shadows, so be prepared to face your shadow self, the parts of you that you've been trying to hide. And yeah, it's not always fun, but it is necessary for growth. In terms of the past life memories and dreams that may come up, we can recall past life scenarios where we may have held significant power and used it positively or negatively, or we may dream of being under someone else's control, and this could be from a past life where you were a ruler, a leader, or even rebel. So yeah, these memories can come up to help you understand your current approach to authority, So, dreams where you were controlled by others, these are opportunities to heal and adopt healthier dynamics in your current relationships. Vivid dreams about death or rebirth or significant life changes may come up, symbolising your soul journey towards transformation, Dreams around abuse of power may come up. It's not fun, but it's all about part of the healing process. And reminding us that every day is a chance to start again, to rebirth, to renew. Karmic debt dreams may come up in our memories and dreams, and it's just a reminder that now's the time to pay it off. It may feel heavy, but it's worth it in the end. And certain situations or people may trigger strong emotion reactions in you, and these can be tied to past life experience that are still lingering in your subconscious, So ultimately, whatever comes up now is trying to help you heal, and it may be scary and unnerving because we like our comfort zones, but if you work with these dreams and energy, you can do a lot of inner transformation, and this is what Pluto Retrograde in Capricorn wants us to do. In terms of the collective karma, societal routines that perpetuate, keep inequality and oppression going can be scrutinized. This is a time for collective awakening and the dismantling, destroying of corrupt systems. Expect to see big changes in the way society operates. This could involve anything from changes in government systems to corporate routines and habit changes. There may be a push for more accountability on a larger scale, whether through political movements, exposés or shifts in public consciousness. The collective is urged to move towards more equal and just systems, transforming old power routines into something more balanced and fair. There may be some serious power struggles going on both on the personal and collective level. It's all part of the process of rebalancing power dynamics. It's all about, healing the past, creating a more equal society. It's a big task, but together we can do it if we work towards it. Now I'm going to talk about how transit Pluto retrograde in Capricorn affects our relationships. So in terms of family relationships, it allows us to reflect on family traditions and strengthen bonds through shared responsibilities. It helps us to confront issues and create understanding and closure, but negatively, old family dynamics may reappear, causing tension. A lot of people may not want to, go from family traditions and deal with problems, and we can feel stuck in traditional family roles, and this can lead to frustration because someone may want to change, and become more modern in things, and some family members may just want to stay the same, So, we can't force people to change. All we can do is work and accepting and changing ourselves, and sometimes people won't accept us, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't change if we feel the call from within, because a lot of the world's problems start from we feel the call to change, and we try and make others change, but we can't do that, but then we resist changing ourselves, and this is what helps us, leads to us rather feeling stuck, In terms of friendships, it wants us to evaluate, think about our friendships, and this can lead to more meaningful relationships. It helps us identify true friends who stand by us through thick and thin, and the fake ones who are only there for the good times. Negatively, some friendships may fade due to a lack of effort or communication, or we just may not resonate with certain people anymore. This happens, Friendships may feel too rigid and inflexible and lack spontaneity, and we may just get bored of them right now, but as this is an inward energy, just give grace. Think about if you need to let something go, you may not need to do that. In terms of committed couples, reflect on your bond. This can lead to stronger vows or renewed dedication. Confront problems head on. This can lead to healthier communication. Negatively, issues may come up that may test the balance of power in relationships. Partners may feel confined by relationship routines right now. In terms of hookup relationships, there may be a transition from physical attraction to deeper emotional connections for some of you, not all of you, but negatively, uncertainty uncertainty about the relationship's direction may come up. So if you only want it to stay a hookup, be honest, and if you want commitment from someone, and they don't want to give it, allow them to say that they don't. And if you need to, end the connection because it's not giving you what you need, then do that as well. And there may just be hesitation to open up emotionally because of fear of judgment, and this is valid as well. So sometimes we just have to say what we feel, right, even if the other person doesn't reciprocate, feel the same way back, and then we know truth. And then if the other person's truth don't resonate with us, we can just let go and move on to someone else whose truth resonates with ours, right? In terms of those who are single and self-partner, focus on personal growth and self-care, embrace your independence. Negatively, we can feel pressure to conform to traditional relationship norms, and we may just feel moments of isolation and longing for partnership, In terms of career development, it's like a career reboot. It gives us the urge to switch lanes in our career. Maybe our corporate job isn't cutting it. We may be itching to pursue something more fulfilling. It can be like realizing you've been on the wrong train and it's time to switch tracks, switch lanes. It wants us to step up to be a leader, and if you're already in a leadership role, this is your moment to shine by leading with empathy and integrity. So, rethinking your leadership style, or rethinking why you don't want to take a lead, It's all about being the boss who actually cares. It reminds us that slow and steady progress wins the race. Ambition is great, but this retrograde reminds us that true success comes from solid foundations. It's time to build something that lasts. But negatively, the waiting game, sometimes we want everything now. I resonate, I understand. We may feel stuck because we don't see the fruits of our labours, the results from our actions, but remember, this is just a pit stop. Use this time to plan your next move, face old fears about failure, not being good enough, it's time to confront any fears or failure and stuff. And remember, there are many failures to the road to success, so don't be afraid of it. In terms of our personal development, it's time to look in the mirror and ask, who am I really? This is a chance to understand yourself on a deeper level. If you've been holding on too tight to control, it's a time to learn to trust the universe. It's like finally letting go of the steering wheel and enjoying the ride, It's an energy that can help us deal with the past, our past traumas and family issues. It may not be easy, but it's worth it for our peace of mind. But negatively, we may have to confront parts of ourselves we've been avoiding, our sadder self. It's like looking at old photos and realising how much you grow. Inflexible patterns, old habits can die hard, and this retrograde is here to help you break free from those limited patterns. In terms of our spiritual development, it's a strong pull to explore our spiritual side. It wants us to trust our gut, our intuition more, and work towards our truth. It's time to realise that it's not all about you. True power comes from humility and service. But negatively, we may feel confused about our spiritual path. It's okay to question and seek what truly resonates with us. Old fears about the unknown may come up, but this is a chance to face them head on, So in terms of our educational development, it's a great time to go back and relearn something, the basics of something, or learn something new. Maybe that course you've been eyeing up, or reading that book you've been meaning to get to. If you're studying something just because you think you should, it's time to switch to what you truly love. But negatively, we may face setbacks in our studies, but see them as opportunities to reassess, rethink your path, let go of the need to be perfect. It's okay to make mistakes and learn from them. In terms of self-partner development, it's about loving yourself first. This is the time to focus on yourself. It's like being your own partner and learning to love yourself deeply. Old relationship hurts may come up, but this is your chance to heal and move forward. Learn to say no and set healthy limits, boundaries. It's all about respecting yourself. But negatively, you might feel lonely, but remember, this is a time to build a strong relationship with yourself. Old patterns in relationships may may come up, but this is your chance to break free and do things differently, you know. So now I'm just going to finish up with the best things to do and questions that you can ask yourself on Pluto's retrograde. So creatives, return to memory lane and revisit old projects. You may find hidden gems that deserve a second chance, or projects that you may have just, you know, left halfway done. You may think, you know, maybe I should restart this, or, you know, projects you have completed, but just by looking over it, you may get some new knowledge from it. Break away from your comfort zone and experiment with new techniques and mediums. Work with other creatives. Doing this can give you a fresh perspective on reignite your passion for your creativity, you know. This is a moment to tap into your creativity and let your imagination run wild. Whether it's writing, painting or designing, you know, creativity is all about embracing the process, not just the end result. Professionals can climb with purpose, you know. Ask yourself, is your career path truly fulfilling? It's okay to make changes if something feels off. Seek guidance from someone who's been around the block that can offer valuable insights and help you navigate your journey. Invest in learning something new. It's a great way to stay ahead of your game and keep your mind sharp. This is a chance to ensure your career is in line with your true goals. It's not about climbing a ladder, but about feeling fulfilled every step of the way. Entrepreneurs, take a closer look at your business strategies. Are they setting you up for long-term success? Cut out what's not working and focus on what truly matters. Remember, efficiency is the key. Set clear, actionable goals. This time, it's all about building a strong foundation, and you know, it's an energy that can help ensure your business is built to last. It's about creating something meaningful and sustainable. Alternative healers, you know, deepen your practice, explore new healing techniques, revisit old ones. It's a great time to expand your toolkit, trust your gut and let it guide you. It's a powerful ally in your healing journey. Don't forget to heal yourself. It's the best way to ensure you're at your best for others. And remember, you know, self-healing work is lifelong, and it's all about connecting with your inner self and becoming a vessel for healing energy, you know. Lovers, you know, focus on strengthening your bond, talk it out, share your deepest fears and desires with the partner. If trust has been an issue, now's the time to work on it. It's the foundation of any strong relationship, you know. Rekindle intimacy, plan that romantic getaway or that cozy night in. It's all about reconnecting on a deeper level. This is your chance to rebuild and strengthen your relationship. So yeah, if you're single and self-partnered, treat yourself like the love of your life, whether it's a spa day or a spa day you give yourself at home, a nice bath, a cozy night in, a nice dinner, make yourself something nice new, a 3-course meal, dessert, starter and main. Make it all about you. Set personal goals, focus on what you want to achieve. It's your time to shine. If past relationships have left scars, now's the time to heal. It's about moving forward with an open heart. So now I'm just going to talk about the questions that you can ask yourself about the different areas of your life that can help you stay focused on your self-reflection and healing journey while Pluto's in retrograde in Capricorn. So take a closer look at your budget. Are there areas where you can cut back and save more? Consider setting up a saving plan that works for you. It's about creating a safety net for the future. Ask yourself, are my financial goals clear? Reflect on what financial freedom means to you. Is it buying a home, starting a business or retiring early? It's energy that can help you get your finances in order. It's not just about saving money but building a secure future. And remember, financial health is a form of self-care, you know. And also, you know, spending on your skill building is an investment. It's not a frivolous expense, you know. So think about the ways you can invest in your personal development and spiritual development in a balanced way, you know. Don't be wasting money on like $10,000 courses and stuff because typically you don't need them. In terms of your emotional needs, ask yourself, where am I holding on to pain? Reflecting on past hurts and consider if it's time to let go. Holding on to negativity can weigh you down. Ask yourself, am I emotionally fulfilled? Take stock of your relationships and personal life. Are you feeling happy and supported? Ask yourself, are you practicing self-love? Remember, taking care of yourself, emotional, psychological, Spiritual well-being is essential. It's okay to prioritize yourself. This is a chance to heal old wounds and build stronger, healthier relationships, starting with the one you have with yourself, creating emotional harmony. In terms of your spiritual needs, ask yourself, am I connected to my higher purpose, my higher self? Reflect on what gives your life meaning. Are you living a life that feels purposeful? Am I nurturing my spiritual side, whether it's through meditation, prayer, or simply spending time in nature? Make sure you're feeding your soul. Am I open to spiritual growth? Consider exploring new spiritual practices or deepening your current ones. It's all about connecting to something bigger than yourself, and finding purpose in your life. In terms of your psychological needs, ask yourself, what limiting beliefs am I holding on to? Reflect on negative thought and behaviour patterns and relationship patterns that may be holding you back. It's time to let them go. Ask yourself, am I fearful of success or failure? Consider if fear is stopping you from going after your goals. It's time to face your fears and move forward. Ask yourself, am I practicing self-compassion? Remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Treat yourself with kindness and empathy. And, this is a time to rewire your mind for positive resilience, and it's about building a strong, healthy mindset. Physically, ask yourself, am I taking care of my body? Reflect on your diet, exercise and sleep habits. Are you giving your body what it needs to thrive? Am I honouring my physical needs? Make sure you're listening to your body and taking care of your health concerns. Ask yourself, am I embracing my body? Remember, your body is a temple. It's time to love and appreciate it just as it is, even if you want to improve it. Loving it the way it is, as you do that, is a big step. It's your moment to focus on your physical health and well-being, and it's about creating a healthy, strong body that supports you in all areas of your life. So focusing on your exercise, sleep, diet, are you getting the right supplements? Are you getting enough fresh air? Stuff like that. So all in all, Pluto retrograde in Capricorn is a call for transformation and self-reflection. It gives challenges, but it also offers opportunities for growth and positive change. By embracing this period of self-reflection, we can rebuild our lives and society on a more authentic and sustainable foundation, And remember, this transit is about necessary change and growth, even if it comes with challenges. Stay proactive, reflect deeply, and emerge stronger and wiser. So that's the end of this very in-depth special on Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. I'm Amani, your holistic astrological life coach. Take care and see you next time.